Hello everyone, and I'm Alton. Today I'm gonna yap about my process of how I made this drawing for artfight. Anywho, this drawing took me around like an hour or something, which is in artist's time, I guess it's not that much. I saw one person make like 7 hours of like a headshot drawing, which was like holy. Like I have never spent that much time other than my like art fight paintings. Not art fight, art school paintings. Which I was like, holy, should I have like should I spend that much time for my drawings? Anywho, this is the part where I'm like I was having a hard time with the pelvis part because I wanted to show more like the thigh area. But then after a while, I was like, nah, I'll just make it closer and make it like a half body type of thing. For those who don't know what the art fight is, it's basically an annual art trading game where artists fight each other to the death with art, obviously. And I'm drawing an OC of a mutual of mine on Twitter, and I thought this design was cool, so I was like, holy, I need to draw this. I was looking at references trying to figure out like how to pose this character, how to use like the hands, like how to position the hands, because I figured out how to do the torso, but then now what they do with the hands. This pose really reminded me of that one like Jinx scene where Jinx like put her arms behind herself. It just reminded me of that scene, so I decided to put the hands behind. And the head was like kind of big, so in a moment I'm probably gonna make it like smaller and stuff. Because the head is so big, holy. Yeah, I had to fix that. Because it was bugging me. I added the collarbones so that it's like 2D. I slowly start like adding the facial things and facial expressions slowly with the clothing. And at some point I figured out, like I saw that she had like pointy ears, so I added that. I'm gonna do the details later, like her earrings, because at one point like I tried adding those, but then I was nah, I'll just add them later, because I really don't like doing details before I like this thing. Here I slowly add the face shape. Previously it was like a sketch, but now I decided to like give it more definition. Hair, the hair was so fun to make. The hair is probably like one of my favorite things to draw, and I love like pointy ears too. Yeah, it was so fun to like draw the hair. It was so wavy. I like it. Here I get like I think I get a bit self-conscious about the hands, so I try figuring out like, oh, should I make them wave at the camera? Not the camera, like at the viewers. And I scratched it off because it looked dumb. So I just went back and I just started like making it anatomically correct, I guess, because the right shoulder or left in our side, that was uh, like the shoulder looked kind of funky, and I didn't like it. Anyway, this is where I started drawing the dress, and I realized that it's not one of those dresses that have like a strap. It just kind. I don't know how those dresses work, honestly. Like how, what, how does that stay correctly? What? Here I add background because I usually start from the background to figure out like colors and stuff like that, because the background is very powerful. If you make the background correctly, you can like colors start being weird, you know. Like in art school they always say start from the background. It's because like yellow yellow can look like brown or like blue or something. It's the color theory is very weird. I don't know how to explain. Here I add the skin tone, and when I look at the reference, her skin tone is very like pale, but I didn't want it to like look like the hair, since the hair is also like white-ish. So I decided to add like make her skin very red to contrast the hair. First I add the base color so that I don't like get distracted with stuff. Here I add the eye color, and I made it like very bright yellow for some reason. Also I added the dress. I never use like pure black color because, like, as you can see with my line art, it's not my line art is literally not pure black. It's like light, it's a little bit lighter, but still you can see like how sharp it goes in our eyes. So I never usually use black, and also they taught us that in art school too. And I can always hear my teachers because my classmates always use black. And with black, you can't like really show the texture. I don't know, I'll explain. But American comics do it really well, honestly, using black. Like you can see from like DC comics or like Marvel comics on how well they use the black. Or Hades. Hades is a very well example of how you can use black really well. But if you're like a beginner artist, you probably shouldn't use black, like pure black. I usually use like shades of blue, like dark blue, or sometimes even green or purple. It depends on what you're drawing. I have one drawing that I made in art school, like a painting, and it's basically violin. And violin has this like neck part where it's like black in reality, but I just used like a dark green part, and it looked amazing. It just gave so much texture and light. It's amazing. Here I add the shading. I usually do this in a different layer than my base color. And here I use lighting. The lighting is top right usually. I always use that. And I usually use like the same colors. Like in a second I'm gonna use the lip color because she has black lipstick or something. I'm gonna use the same color as the dress and the choker because I don't really like using different like colors for everything, like every single thing, because it makes your eyes like really like eye strain basically. I don't know how to explain, but it just doesn't look as good. For shading, I usually take like, if I'm drawing the skin color, I take the skin color, like base color, I go top right slightly on the wheel, and then choose the triangle, I go right up, and then when it's like the wheel itself, I go like bluish areas. That's why it's like purplish instead of like when I was a beginner artist, I would just what's it called? I would just go top right for or like use blue. Some people even just use blue in like a different layer, and then they make the opacity lower, but I think that just looks like a bit muddy. So I just pick color the skin and then make it like purpler, if that makes sense. I don't know. Here the line art, same thing. I always use the same method. I just go right up and go like bluer. If I wanna do like lights, highlights, I usually choose same thing I do with the triangle place. I do right up, right top, but I go back to yellow verb. This is where I do the eyes, because when I closed like the sketch, it always tilts me. So I decided to do the eyes, the line art, and it turns out so good. It's so good, man. Also, I recently bought, well, not me. I got a what's it called, tablet for my birthday recently, and I'm still getting used to this like pin pressure thing. So I'm like that's why my lines are so shaky. Because when I used to draw with a mouse, I didn't have this like pin pressure business, you know. At some point, my brother comes in here, and he shows me like TikToks and stuff like that. So, he showed me like this what's called TikTok, where it's like GTA radio, where a girl like yaps about like jokes or something. And I like one of the jokes. She said like, "Oh, you know, some guy probably saw a bug on his bed, so he named it bed bugs." Then who the fuck named the cockroaches? That one was funny. I like that one. Like, actually, where does the name cockroach come from? I'm actually gonna Google that. The name cockroach comes from the Spanish term cucaracha, which derives from the Latin blata, an insect that shines in the light. And then there are some disgusting photos of cockroaches. Ew. They usually look so cute though. I don't know. I didn't like how shaky the choker looked, so I had to like, I don't know, fix it. I really like how the dress looked. Here I go a bit lighter because when I try to like go darker in here, it just becomes black. So I decided to use a lighter shade. Yeah, and I'm fixing stuff in here. I decided not to do like line art on the body so that it doesn't look. The line art will make your eyes like very focus on the body more, but I wanted to focus on like the neck and the face area more. So I decided not to do line art there, and it looks so good. And here I start doing the arms, and at some point I'm gonna get tilted by the line art on the top of the dress, so I'm gonna delete it and just use the normal color for it. Trying to keep it like as anatomically correct as possible. Oh, and the best part, the earrings. I love doing like golden stuff. When I was just a beginner artist, I would like draw golden armor or like silver armor a lot, and now I'm like really good at it. It just kind of tells me how like how realistic this looks, like not cartoonish or say not realistic either. Like that looks so funny compared to my like cartoonish faces. Here I got tilted by the nose, so I go back to my old style, but now I remember why I don't use my old style anymore. So now I just remember this one artist that I really like and how they draw noses, so I decided to use that. And I really liked it. Now I just add the white part and some shadows for the white part, because it's not always like pure white. That's it. Thank you for joining for my yap session, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!